gieo mầm yêu thương, hạnh phúc đồng hành cùng con trẻ. Gieo mầm yêu thương.
You're listening to the bilingual fairy tale series, a product from Cultural House of Youth in Ho Chi Minh City. Hello, dear boys and girls. Today, we are back with a fun but also meaningful story. The story today is called The Emperor's New Clothes. An emperor must have hundreds of thousands of clothes. So what's so special about these clothes that they wrote a whole story about it? Is it made of gold? Or emerald? Or an incredibly special material that none has witnessed? Well, let's wait no longer. Let's jump right into the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there once was an emperor who loved nothing better than wearing fancy new clothes. He would change into a brand new outfit 10 times a day. While other emperors spent their days talking to advisors and fixing problems of the land, this one was not the same. He was too busy sending out his servants to find the next great outfit to wear. One day, two strangers came to the kingdom and set up a small store. They claimed they were weavers and that the cloth they wove was the finest anyone would ever see. But the truth is, they were not weavers. They were liars. These fake weavers said their cloth was more beautiful than any other cloth, but it could not be seen by just anyone. Only people who were smart and the most excellent could see the magic cloth. People who are not, well, they would see nothing at all, no matter how hard they tried. Soon, word reached the emperor about these two weavers and their fine clothes. As it turns out, the emperor's grand annual parade was coming up soon. This was a special day when everyone in the kingdom lined up to admire the emperor and cheer him as he walked by. This year, the emperor sought for a tailor who could make an outfit finer than ever before. He thought, "I am the smartest and the most excellent emperor. Anyone can tell by how grand I always look. I do not need to worry about that silly magic." So the emperor himself went to see the two weavers. These clever liars ran about their shop, pointing at empty corners and tables. They said with pride, "Look at these piles of fine clothes. Surely you have never seen colors as bright as these, patterns as beautiful." The emperor could not understand. He did not see any cloth anywhere. The emperor thought, "Oh, I can't let anyone know that I can't see this magic cloth. Who knows what they might think of me?" So instead he said, "Ha ha ha ha! Indeed, this is the most beautiful cloth anyone has ever seen." The emperor insisted that his special parade suit would be made from this weaver's wonderful cloth. Yet there was very little time. Could they weave the cloth in time for the parade? The two fake weavers frowned and pretended to think for a while, as if they could not be sure. Then they smiled and said, "Of course, Your Highness. We will make you the finest royal outfit and cape ever. But it would cost many extra gold coins to weave our special magical sling in time." the emperor was willing to pay it all. He ordered his servants to deliver to the weavers 2 big bags of gold. The 2 liars put the gold right into their chest, but they did not buy any silk, nor needles, nor thread. All they bought were some candles, which they burned behind the windows all night, every night for weeks. That way, everyone in the kingdom would say, "Whoa, look, those new weavers are working all night long to get the emperor's new clothes ready in time for the parade. It must be most amazing suit that no one in the kingdom has ever witnessed." After some days, the emperor ordered his servants to come to see the weaver's store to check on the progress. When the servant arrived, he saw one man sitting at the table, gliding his scissors through the air, and the other rolling invisible pieces of fabric. They smiled at him and said, "Ah, do you think the emperor will like the special fabric we just weaved? Look at how it's sparkling in the sunshine. Only the wise and excellent can understand its beauty." The servant rubbed his eyes once, then twice, but still, he could not see anything that the weaver was talking about. However, he didn't want to be called stupid, so he admired the imaginary fabric. Yeah, it sure will look amazing on the emperor." And so the servant went back and praised the magical fabric to the emperor, along with the talented weavers. This made the emperor even more eager to try on these new clothes. Well, what a disaster! I have to admit, those fake weavers were very clever to make up a story about the mysterious type of fabric that could classify the audience, since no one would ever want to confess that they are not wise and excellent enough to see the fabric. Oh dear, the parade is getting close. I wonder what awkward situation the emperor would face with the imaginary suit. Let's continue to find out, shall we? On the morning of the parade, the emperor himself came to the weaver's shop. He was sure that this time he would be able to see the magic cloth, but still the emperor saw nothing. When it was time for the emperor to get undressed, the weavers said, "These clothes are so light and airy, it will feel as if you have nothing on at all." And indeed, that is how it seems to the emperor. For when he looked in the mirror, he saw in the reflection that he was wearing nothing except for his underwear. But he thought he must be wearing a very grand outfit, one worth all the extra money he had spent. At the parade, the emperor walked tall and proud. Each person who saw him go by the thought, "Oh my, I can't believe my eyes. The emperor is naked." But each person said nothing. They knew that only people who are smart and excellent could see the magic cloth. So instead, they cheered, "There goes the emperor! Doesn't he look fine?" When the emperor had marched to the main square, all of a sudden, a little boy called out from the crowd, "Ha ha! Look, the emperor is naked!" Everyone gasped. The emperor stopped walking and frowned. Then another child called out, "Ha ha ha! Look at him! He has nothing on except for his underwear!" Then someone started to giggle. and someone else, and everyone burst into laughter. Then someone in the crowd yelled, "Ha ha ha! Would you look at that? Our emperor is naked!" Soon, everyone was calling out and laughing. The emperor turned red from head to toe. But the parade must go on. And so the emperor pretended not to hear a thing and continued to walk. And the servants behind him tried their best to hold high the tray that wasn't there. Meanwhile, the two wicked clever weavers had soon filled from the kingdom with all the gold they had tricked from the silly emperor, laughing about the emperor's new invisible cloth. Well, the silly emperor has been taught a lesson that it is bad to have a huge ego. Children, remember not to be like the emperor or his servants, who let their pride and fear of losing face stop them from speaking the truth. It's the end of our story today. Hopefully, we will meet again soon in the next story. Goodbye!
Gieo mầm yêu thương hạnh phúc